Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the RBC headquarters for the Season 12 RBC Draft, where we will see the 6 teams of this newest RBC season are going to get ready to get their season going by picking their teams. These teams have already signed their main stars. But the remainder of their teams remain to be seen. This draft will begin with one round of compensatory picks, which are given to the teams who were unable to sign 6 players during the signing period. So, the first team, the Las Vegas Rattlers, are on the clock. So it appears that the Las Vegas Rattlers have attempted to pick Weehawk, except for the fact that Weehawk cannot be picked because Weehawk is was a signing. So the real pick is in. And with the first overall pick in the compensatory round of the Season 12 RBC Draft, the Las Vegas Rattlers will select what's the pick? Still waiting on the pick here. We did stop the clock. So there's 1 minute on the clock for Caden, so the pick is not in. we're still waiting on that pick. So the pick is in. So with the very first pick of this draft, Bag to King is chosen first, and off the bat, this is looking a lot like the Rock Creek Raccoons from last season. So Bag at the King will be the very first pick of this draft. And that will now move us on to the Montreal Islanders, who are returning from their hiatus. So looking at the legacy spreadsheet right now, the last time the Montreal Islanders were an RBC team was season 7v1. The last time they played in a full season was season 6. During that season, Montreal finished a paltry 5-11 and missed the playoffs. The season before that, Montreal finished 4-12 and missed the playoffs in season 5. In their debut season of season 4, the Montreal Islanders made the playoffs with a 6-10 record and were quickly eliminated from the playoffs with a sweep at the hands of the Boston Warriors. So the Montreal Islanders have a lot to build on, and the pick is in for the Islanders. And the Montreal Islanders select Quinlet. Very good pick. Quinlet was a very big factor on the Charlotte Bandits last season. So that's a very strong choice for the Islanders. So now we'll move on to the third overall pick of this RBC draft, belonging to the New Alexandria Spartans. So I'm assuming the clock has already started. Yep, there we go. NAS is now on the clock. So New Alexandria has not had the greatest few past seasons, and the pick is already in, so I won't get into their history. We'll return to that when we get back to the next round. So the Spartans will select Drew Marks Alt, who I believe has been on the Spartans in the past. So an interesting selection there from the Spartans. And now we will move on to the Texas Reapers, who have the next 2 picks here this evening. So the Texas Reapers return. They did play last season. They did pretty well. They finished 10-6 in the regular season. They did not end up making the World Series. They were defeated in the playoffs by the Suns in a 3-0 sweep. And the pick for the Reapers is in. So we'll see who their selection is. Texas selects Scripted Tank. Scripted Tank, don't know much about him. But now we'll move on to Texas's second pick. And after this pick from Texas, so Texas's clock has just started. And the pick is in already. They select Bearimy 1-2-3. So Bearimy was a big player 2 seasons ago. Back in Season 10. He hit .447 for the Spartans and was a 4-star going into Season 11, but then fell off the map and has been demoted to a 2-star. So we'll see if Bearimy ends up having the same impact for the Reapers this season as he did last season. Or as he did in Season 10 for the Spartans. Now we're moving on to the actual draft, round 1. For the 6th overall pick, which belongs to the Las Vegas Rattlers. I believe we should have like a short break before we get back to the action. But some interesting picks in the compensatory round, and now every team is at 6 players.
Now it's the first round, correct?
Yeah.
So now we will have 6 rounds of picks. And the Las Vegas Rattlers have our first pick in the actual draft, and they will take their first selection here. So big pick for the Rattlers. They don't have another selection until pick number 17. So they've got to hope that they will pick up well. So the pick is in for the Rattlers. Let's see what they got. They select Ryan XVI. An interesting selection there. Ryan XVI was a huge name in the RBC for quite a few seasons, especially back in the early days, seasons 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we'll see if Ryan XVI amounts to the same amount on the Rattlers.
Did you get that?
Yeah, I don't have his Discord again.
Fishy.
Who?
Fishy.
Fishy. Oh.
Yes, we're on the clock.
So Montreal now on the clock for the 7th pick of this draft. We'll have 41 overall picks today. And not every player who signed up will be picked today. On deck, New Alexandria, Texas, Amazon, and the Spartans. And then we'll get on to round 2.
Well, Caden doesn't even have a Discord for the team. I think I might just cry at this point.
We did not get a notice when the clock was started, so we'll have to approximate. Hopefully the pick is in soon.
I think if you run out of time, I think you just lose your pick, don't you?
I don't know. Yo, JS, you here?
Yeah.
No, not you, JS Game. I don't care about you.
So the pick is in
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
for the Islanders. Who will they be taking here with the 7th overall pick? Hey Joseph,
Hey.
the selection for the Islanders. Not sure anything about Joseph, but he is now on the Islanders. Congratulations to him for getting selected. Now we're on to the Spartans. They're now on the clock. On deck is Texas, and then the Amazon Jungle Cats will get their first pick of the draft. And the pick is in 30 seconds, the decision time for the Spartans. Simply Cole, another big tool from Charlotte last season.
That's a good pick.
It is a good pick.
A solid fielder,
Finally, man.
decent batter, but he has a high ceiling. He could become a very great player for the Spartans. Those high ceiling players will be a very important piece
Discord's
of
fucking
this
trash,
NAS
dog.
rebuild.
God fuck.
Texas Reapers up for their pick now. The pick is in already for the Reapers. They had that one ready to go. Let's see what the Reapers have in store for us. They've already selected Scripted Tank and Baramy, and they're going to pick Pokemon Freak. PK, as he is known, played in past seasons for various teams, including the Ohio Warhawk. He has been known to be a very, very strong fielder, but his activity is a big question for any potential suitors this season. So PK goes to Texas with pick number 9. So Amazon Jungle Cats now for their first pick of the draft. A little bit of a longer decision. We're at 40 seconds now. And I believe after the first round, the clock shortens to 2 minutes or 90 seconds. It's one of the two. And the pick is in for the Jungle Cats. They'll make their first selection of the evening now. They select Coker Build, formerly known as Detroit Red Wings fan, played in the RBA Season I. He was drafted in
Coker
Season
Build.
10 to
Coker Build.
the SoCal Bullets with the 4th pick of the 2nd round. So he should be, hopefully, a good piece.
Can anyone put their fucking Discord right? I don't find anyone.
And now the Spartans are on. Now this pick was originally owned by the Unionport Suns, but during a big trade last season, the pick was traded to the Spartans. And with discussions in the board about officially banning draft pick trades before the season, this may end up being the last traded pick to happen in a previous season. And the pick is in for the Spartans. They're going to select Base E, another Charlotte player, good fielder, below average hitting, but with a bit of coaching, I'm sure he could be very strong man at the plate as well. So Nass is going to select Base E, and that's already 3 former Bandits picked in the first 11 picks of this draft. And we'll now move on to the Unionport Suns, the Season 11 RBC champions, to the draft board for the very first time. So the Unionport Suns will now come up. Not sure when their clock will start. But the reason this is their first pick is as a result of their trade last season. And UPS, the pick is already in. WoW 05.
I can't believe everyone forgot about WoW.
Now, WoW 05 is an interesting player. He has a very high ceiling, but toxicity and apathy over the last couple seasons has lowered his skill level. But UPS is a very well-coached team, so the pick of WoW05 could really pay off for them. Now up to the draft board is the Amazon Jungle Cats. Parker, what is the timer for late rounds? Is it 2 minutes?
It was 90
90, okay.
or 2 minutes.
2 minutes? Let's do 2 minutes. Alright, so it is 2 minutes. I'll start that with the very next pick.
Yeah, we'll do 2 minutes.
AJC taking their second pick of the draft. Only had pick 10. They picked Coker Build, Detroit Red Wings fan. This is round 2, pick 13. Your due up order: Texas, Nass, Montreal, Las Vegas. Then we'll go on to round 3. Still waiting on the AJC selection. Unfortunately, we do not have the time on the clock for them. But a score update for Pittsburgh versus Kansas City. It is 0-0 with 11 minutes left in the second quarter. Surprising stand from the Pittsburgh defense. They're doing very well so far. All right, so the pick is in here for the 13th overall selection. They're going to go with Thomas Hawk, a controversial figure in the RBC for a while, but he has returned. I'm not sure much about his playing skill. But, and then Texas's pick comes in immediately. So it didn't even get to breathe. And they're going to pick Beatriz. Beatriz, another one of those players. He played on Charlotte back in Season 10. He performed pretty okay. Not sure what happened to him in Season 11. I don't have those stats on hand right now. So Beatriz, the selection for the Reapers. Now on the clock, the Spartans. So Beatriz last season batted a paltry 125 in 26 at-bats. So he'll definitely need a turnaround to be a beneficial member of the Texas Reapers. New Alexandria with their third pick in this draft. Sorry, fourth pick in the draft, and the pick is in. They're going to pick Penn World. Penhead Larry, he's been on the Spartans multiple times in the past. Last season, he batted a poor 174. But my question is, if you're Ness, why are you going for the old guys? I would
Bag.
expect Ness
Make sure you keep up with the
kinda go
rosters,
to
by the way,
some
like the space each team has.
newer
Yeah.
players.
Okay, I'm just
Personally, but
I'll do that afterwards.
saying, like, make sure you just keep.
definitely an interesting
Oh wait, I didn't do that.
philosophy for them. So Montreal now on the clock.
I didn't even see Bertriz.
This is now Montreal's only third pick of the draft. Selected Hey Joseph in round 1 and Quinlet in the compensatory round. Pick is in. Swagmaster 670, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, I would say that that is a big steal to pick up Swagmaster at this point in the draft. Swagmaster last season only played in a couple regular season games, ended up batting 429 in 7 ABs. But he was a very big piece of that Charlotte offense in the playoffs, so that is a very good pick for
I have no idea.
Montreal.
Hey Ash, look at DMs.
The pick already in, Zyron Red.
That's not good.
Never heard of this guy before.
Who dat? Who?
I don't know who that is.
And it appears that we have a
Can you
trade.
tell me his name again? I don't remember that guy. Zyron.
What did Ash just said we have a trade?
That's what
Quick.
Peyton is saying. I don't see
Pardon?
it in the transactions.
Uh-oh.
Is this guy even in the Discord?
Trade between apparently the Las Vegas Rattlers and the Texas Reapers. As the Rattlers would be on the clock for their round 3
This guy's
selection
not even
now.
in the Discord, I think. Who the fuck is this guy?
Hey, I'm not complaining. I get more time to make my pick.
I'm starting to think that Caden is.
So it
not a
appears
good
that
team owner.
Texas and Las Vegas
Wow,
have
I'm glad you.
traded. What that
did
trade
you just
is
say?
remains to be seen.
Ash, by the way, you're.
Hey, there's only. Oh wait, there's only 6.
So there is only 6 rounds. I announced 1 through 9 before because I forgot that there were roster limits. So, what was the trade? Could it please be posted to transactions so it can be official? Oh. Okay, so the trade is off as there is no 7th round pick. And we're gonna try to get Paisano on here somehow. Oh, I know how to do that. Hold on. I would need to open Discord on a new window. So, I guess no trade whatsoever. And this, welcome Paisano onto the stream. Trying to figure out what's going on here. It looks like people are... Yeah, and we'll have to see what's going on. Las Vegas. It's been pretty subdued. Hasn't been many big picks up to this point. Alright, so it looks like Las Vegas has traded Ryan XVI to Texas for Texas's 6th round pick, which literally makes absolutely no sense. And I'm not even saying, oh, it looks like the trade is vetoed. What's happening? I mean, I'm not sure why Ryan XVI... okay, the question is, why was he traded for so little? Because if he was... Like, it doesn't matter if Ryan is terrible or great. He was picked in, I believe, the 2nd or the 1st round. And to trade him for a 6th round pick doesn't really make any sense. He was the 1st pick of the regular draft, and to trade a 6th round pick for him doesn't make any sense, and makes me think that there's some backdoor stuff going on here. So excuse me. Looks like the pick is in. The Rattlers. So the Rattlers are going to select King Swift. So that'll be the Rattlers' last pick until the 4th round, the last pick of the 4th round of this draft. So Montreal now on the clock. I agree. The new version of BMO is everything the original BMO wanted to be, and it does it so well. Yeah. Nubsy is Nubsy. Yeah. The pick is in. Islanders select Foxconn 123. Pride of the Birmingham Biscuits.
Wow, no, that actually is a pretty good pick. All things considered, very good at outfield. If I remember correctly, he was pretty good in the RBAA. But I don't know how he's gonna match up in RBC.
Let's see. Last season, Foxconn only marked 8 plate appearances where he went 250, 1 for 4, or 2 for 8. My mistake. Texas now, or NAS, sorry, takes over the play or the. Sorry, Jesus. NAS is gonna take over. Wait. Oh, did NAS already pick? Hold on. What?
No, wait.
Did I miss something?
No, you didn't miss anything. Max didn't pick. Yeah, okay. That was scary for a second, but it's all right.
Yeah, well, they almost skipped NAS's pick. That would have been interesting. So NAS is indeed on the clock.
RCR all over again.
Hmm. Coming up in this draft, Texas, AJC, UPS, and then we'll start round 4 with another pick by UPS. But as I did promise, I will now look at NAS over the last few seasons. They had a big slide last season, finishing 3-13, and allowed the most runs in the entire RBC during the regular season, and scored the second fewest.
What changed? The first few seasons of RBC, unstoppable.
And even just looking back to season 10, the Spartans won the ML. Didn't end up making it to the World Series, but they lost the MLCS in a very strong 5 games to the Unionport Suns. And season 9, they went 11-5. So last season was a very interesting off year for the Spartans, where they just couldn't get it going. But the 4-time RBC champions haven't won a World Series since season 6. And so they're definitely looking to get back on their winning ways. So the pick is in for the Spartans. They're going to select Dre Roldan, which is an interesting pick here. Dre Roldan, he is one of, yeah. Dre Roldan almost exiled multiple times from RBC for... Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And the Reapers are going to make a quick selection. Another big RBAA name, Gulag for Daddy Stalin. He, let's see if he played last year. Gulag, he only lodged 9 at bats, went 3 for 9.
Hey, can you send me those that sheet?
Yeah. But AJC now on the clock.
Interesting choice for these all these RBAA players that they interesting choice spot. That's all we really have in this draft. There's no real old faces. They've all come.
All of the old faces have been picked already anyway.
Yeah, now it's mostly going through the RBAA stats.
Yeah.
Which was which is a tough place to be because the league RBAA itself just had that dynamic that what that league was.
Yeah, season 1 was great, but after that it got kind of shaky. But let's look at the story of the Amazon Jungle Cats real quick. They only played in 1 season ever. Excuse me, and it was season 5. They started off the season amazing, winning all 8 of their first half games. And then immediately after fell off the face of the map due to toxicity problems. And that team was also owned by VX Parker. So I spoke with Parker. AJC was my second choice for a team. Looks like their time is about to run out. So hopefully they get their pick in time. But Parker, oh, the pick is in exactly as the clock strikes 0. But Parker is trying to return to that form that they had. And they're going to select Nubsy. And just as we talk about toxicity, we find Nubsy one of the most toxic players we've seen in RBC over the past couple seasons. And not necessarily a toxic individual, he just memes around a lot, and he has quit during the season for the last 2 consecutive seasons. And UPS immediately sends their pick in. They're going to select Glock Gooden. This is a player that I have never heard of. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, they can hear you now. I forgot to turn you on. My bad.
Oh, so they couldn't hear me this entire time?
No. Welcome on, Paisano.
Oh my God, you couldn't hear me this entire time? That's crazy. How you doing, guys? All right.
So we'll now begin round 4.
That's crazy. All right, cool. Glad I made a couple of jokes, and I was like, oh, all right, that's great. And nobody in chat said anything to make that laughed. So I realized no one heard me. All right. Shut up, JS. No one asked you. Thank you, Mostio. I appreciate you.
So UPS is now on the clock for their round 4 selection. But the Unionport Suns have been immensely successful over the past couple seasons. Last season they won the World Series, as they did again in Season 10. They didn't play in Season 7v3 or Season 8. When they returned in Season 9, they went 4-12. But ever since Season 10, it has been all UPS. The pick is in for the first selection of the 4th round. Let's see what we've got for the Suns. They're going to select Roadblocks, also known as Star, with all the numbers.
Who's Star? Oh,
Star
Number Star.
was
I do know him.
Number 1 overall pick of the Season 10 RBC Draft to the New Alexandria Spartans, where he became the biggest bust of the season. But he is back now, being selected by the Unionport Suns.
Well,
And hopefully for them, he is not as much of a bust this season as he has been in the past.
Was he in RBAA? How'd he do there?
He in season 1 of RBAA, he was dominant. He hit like 750, and he was picked number 1 overall. But then when he came to RBC, the skills didn't translate, and he played very poorly.
Well, once you go against experienced pitchers that are in RBC, you know, the season 1 old heads, it's very difficult for these new guys. You know, they wrote these old heads wrote the rule book. They know everything they can and can't do. They know exactly how to pitch to everybody. It's very difficult for new people now to pitch against these older players, and it definitely does translate. You definitely see the fall off.
Looks like the pick is in for the Jungle Cats. Excuse me. Jungle Cats have selected to this point Nubsy, Thomas Hawk, Detroit Red Wings fan, and that is all. 2
They got
controversial picks in there. They're going to select Andy's Rev, somebody who I have not heard of.
Can't say I know him either.
Did not play last season, probably a rookie. But Andy's Rev is the selection for the Amazon Jungle Cats. We'll now move on to the Texas Reapers. They now put themselves on the clock.
No, looks like Dreaded Sheep's confused as usual. AASE goes, Paisan sounds like Conor McGregor. Bro, I'm not Irish, bro. What the fuck? Oh, this is a family show, right? I can't curse.
That's correct.
My fault. I'm sorry. I'm from New York. It comes out naturally.
Oh, and it appears that the Texas and Las Vegas trade has been voided.
So now this means that it's the Texas pick?
It was always that was round 6. This is only round 4. But the pick is in. The Reapers will select Bob Suss.
Wasn't he wasn't picked?
Not yet, and it looks like Texas is doing the age-old strategy of filling your roster with old Jenners.
Which seems to work so far. I mean, it's worked for the Spartans in their early seasons. They only tried changing it up when they had the Seals alumni.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad strategy at all.
But it has also shown to not work, as the Ohio Warhawks for multiple seasons have crashed and burned due to the old Jenners.
Yeah, but that's also due to them retiring. They don't like each other. It happens, but I don't know. This team, a team like the Reapers, could work as long as who owns the Reapers? I don't even know.
Peyton.
Oh, I feel like Peyton should be able to help them out.
Yeah, and we'll have to see how that works for Texas. They are in a tough division with NAS and UPS, so.
Well, NAS is still to be determined.
And 6-team leagues like this are tough because you have fewer teams and there's less. The skill is more consolidated, less spread out. So every team is going to have strong players. So it looks like the Texas pick actually is going to get redone because it appears that Bob Suss is retired. So yeah, we'll go back to Texas now.
Oof. That's tough. Oh, Hero's here.
Hyro signed to the Unionport Suns. And
Did he
one of the
really?
biggest
Oh,
one of the
crap.
biggest stories in free agency this offseason was seeing where the different Charlotte players would go, as Charlotte was the big team that did not return from last season.
Was that a personal decision of yours?
Yes, it was.
Well, do you plan on bringing them back at any point?
Probably not.
Huh. So there goes the green.
Probably not under my ownership anyway.
Hmm. You put the green away? That's a shame. They were an original team, weren't they? They're an old team.
Yeah, started in season 3, part of the kind of original expansion era, or at least the expansion area that was successful. Because if we look back at the season, or the team chart in the legacy spreadsheet, we can see there were 4 expansion teams in season 2, the most notable of which the Alaska Aces and the World Series runner-ups West Virginia Mountaineers. But among those 4 teams, there was only 2 World Series appearances. And then if we look at the 5 teams that expanded with season 3, there's 2 World Series championships, 6 World Series runners-up.
But that doesn't mean that they're bad teams by any means. They're definitely good teams at that point.
No. And season 3 expansion teams have more appearances and World Series victories than any other season's expansion teams combined, with the exception of season 1. Season 1 still holds to be the strongest season, the OG teams, thanks to the 4 World Series from New Alexandria, the 1 World Series from the New Union Yankees, the 2 World Series from the Unionport Suns, and the 2 World Series runner-ups from the Rock Valley Cougars. But this is only the second full season of RBC that does not have the Rock Valley Cougars in it, who definitely did fall off after their back-to-back World Series appearances in seasons 8 and 9. If we look at the season 10 standings, Rock Valley went 9 and 10. They made the playoffs, but they really weren't huge contenders.
Close.
Looks like they're trying to get a trade going.
Looks like they're skipping the. Oh, they're selecting The Reaper select Markinator.
Markinator, one of those kind of career 1-star guys.
Yeah, I don't remember him being anywhere near notable at this as of now.
And NASA's pick immediately comes in as well. They're going to select Flacco.
Ooh, I do know him.
Flacco, surprised he went this low, but I'm not sure he played last season.
He hasn't. I don't think he played in 9 either.
So this is
Yeah.
a late pick a late appearance in the draft for Flacco.
Yeah, but it's probably skepticism. It was after a while, you might want to get practicing again. This is why we had RBAA in the first place, but that
Montreal,
seems to have folded.
The pick will come in quickly as well. They're gonna go with Wuppen.
Ooh.
Not sure who that is either.
Yeah, they're kind of. I don't know. I don't really see a strategy here. I don't.
Yeah, I'm having a. Yeah, so Las Vegas is now gonna come on the clock, but I'm having a hard time kind of figuring out where these picks are coming from exactly.
Pretty random, after a while, this late in the draft, there's no one you can rely on anymore. And these teams they don't want to end up like the Spartans, as horrible as that might be. They don't want to fall off because of rookies. So they're kind of just going off of names they've heard, names they know. They don't want non-toxicity, but more than that, they want bats. And I think that's kind of the main thing they're going for right now.
Yeah, it looks like Ark in chat is saying that Weapon is actually a very strong pick.
All right, well, they must know more than I do.
And unfortunately for the ambiance of the server, George the Dev has just joined the game.
Oh, no.
He's immediately gone up to the stage and has started saying cringy jokes, which is unfortunate for us all.
Oh my God, bro! That meme died in 2017. Come on! He got flung out of existence, and he's back already.
Still waiting on the pick from Las Vegas. They've got about 10 seconds on the clock. Then we'll move on to round 5, the second to last round. So the pick is in. Looked like it came a little bit after the end of the timer, but
We're all tired here. It's all right. We let him slide. Has any pick been missed yet?
no.
Okay. Well,
They're gonna go with
Oxycan.
OxyQN, which is the only way I know to say how to say that name.
Oxycan? I don't know. Oxyon? I don't know.
That will end round 4.
Now we're moving into round 5. Now we might be getting into a sticky situation for a lot of teams. A lot of the picks that we'd see as good picks or reliable people to play, they've already been picked already. So I really don't know how good any of these picks are going to be. There could be some controversy here, though. This opens a lot of room for interpretation based on who people think can be reliable. If there's been any backroom deals, any conversations with team owners and free agents.
There's been only 4 rookies have been actually drafted up to this point.
And I'm sure those are the 4 rookies who have been attending the scrimmages, have gone to any sort of private events that have been hosted.
You found DTS. Is that the same you found as the one who hit 4 home runs at NAS in Season 2? Or is that a different you found? No, that was you found Giant. You found DTS as
you found Giant. So you found Giants in the Hall of Fame. He's been gone for a while.
You found DTS as Old Jenner.
Yeah.
So on the clock is the Las Vegas Rattlers once more for their second to last pick of the draft. They're going to have to wait a while for their last one. They have the second to last pick in the draft, which is in a whole 10 picks.
Sorry. Good pick.
It's like we're going to have to restart the clock because they said it was the wrong team.
Oh, they have the wrong order off.
Yeah. So yeah, the Las Vegas Rattlers are on the clock. They will have 90 seconds to make their penultimate pick. Everyone who's picking until the end of round 5 is making their second to last pick, with the exception of the New Alexandria Spartans, who will be making their final pick here in 2 picks.
Who did they get for that trade?
I can't remember. It was a 3-way trade.
Oh, what a...
That NAS was involved with UPS and I believe Tri-City? Let's check.
It was in the first round. NAS has 2 picks, so it must have been when...
It was... Okay, so Tri-City gave...
The Suns.
Tri-City gave Lucky Prince. NAS gave Caden. UPS gave Season 12 first-round pick and anti-Caden. Tri-City received Caden and anti-Caden, which is funny because it technically cancels out. UPS received Lucky Prince, and then NAS received the Unionport first-round pick. So it's a very...
That's a weird circle trade. That's obnoxious. But
it was a trade that was meant to benefit the Tri-City Atoms, and it did.
And how did they spend those picks?
The one that NAS traded for was used to select base E.
Oh, that's a good pick.
A solid pick. All right, so the pick is in as the clock strikes 0 for the Las Vegas Rattlers. And people are telling me that it is pronounced Rattlers and not Rattlers. I'm fully aware, but they both work.
Well, you're from the Midwest or whatever the hell.
I'm from the South.
You're from the South,
Just
well,
be glad I'm not calling them the Rattlers.
I gotta
I'm
get my
saying
Rattlers.
Rattlers, which is the Southern pronunciation, but in a
No, it's Rattler.
less Southern way. So,
Rattlers.
Montreal now on the clock for their second to last pick.
Bro, Southern people aren't real people. Just saying.
The pick is in from the Montreal Islanders.
Aiden. Ooh, Islanders select Aiden F714. That is interesting. I don't remember him being fantastic in his earlier seasons.
No, he really wasn't. Aiden, let me look at his line.
Well, the Spartans are on the clock now, and this is a rebuttal to them. Let's see here.
This is the Spartans' final pick of the draft.
This is it for them.
But let's look at Aiden's stat line. Last season, Aiden had 16 at-bats and 1 hit. He went 063.
Yeah,
Definitely a project player.
Yeah, look, to each their own.
So let's see who the new Alexandria Spartans will be taking to fill their 12th and final roster spot here.
I'm pretty sure I'm in the draft. That's crazy.
You are actually. I'm surprised nobody's taken you.
Whatever.
Honest.
It's because I haven't played in like 3 seasons.
Multiple team owners just heard that and were like, "Oh, Paisano's in the draft. I'm gonna pick him."
So, is that real? Don't worry about it.
Clock is about to run out on their final pick. The pick is in as the clock strikes 0. That's happened more than once today.
Yeah, well, they want to make sure they got plenty of time.
They select 97, the Savage, which is in a similar boat to Aiden.
Yeah, he's young though, isn't he?
I'm pretty sure. 97 batted 167 and 31 at bats last season.
At 37 at bats.
37 at bats.
Jesus.
But
Okay.
that's still better than it's better than a couple of NAS. Actually, I think 97 was on the Spartans last season, which does explain some. So Texas is now on the clock for their second to last pick.
97 is older than Doug? No, he's not. No way is he older than Doug is like 22, bro.
The pick quickly in from the
That's
Reapers.
crazy.
They're gonna
Reaper
pick.
select.
Oh, hashtags.
Oh, it's me, I think. Because my name always tags. Yeah, it's me.
Oh, it's
You
Pezana.
called it, bro. You said, oh, they all heard it.
So our buddy here, Pezana, will be heading to Texas.
Where am I
play for
going?
the
Oh, Texas? That's crazy. Okay.
Texas to play for the Reapers. And that now puts the Amazon Jungle Cats on the clock.
All right, I'm gonna put my new hat on. What am?
So we have 8 picks to go. 3 of them belonging to the Unionport Suns.
All right, looks like I got my new hat on. That's cool.
But as an additional result of the NAS trade, the Suns will be given the Mr. Irrelevant pick, the final pick of round 6.
Mr. Irrelevant. I like that title.
Because the Spartans would not be able to pick in round 6 due to the fact that they would have that would put them over the roster limit. And the Suns would be only at 11 where the roster cap is 12, so the Suns were given an additional pick to end the draft. Which, if tradition shows anything, will amount to literally nothing, but it could end up being something, and we will have to see if that is the case.
Oh, I'm gonna go get my new team's whatever the fuck it's called, sweatshirt. I'm cursing again. Oh my god. The Jungle Cats have a really nice uniform.
Yeah.
That's actually beautiful.
And the pick is in.
Oh Christ, Reaper's hoodie looks old as hell.
For the Amazon Jungle Cats. The Jungle Cats select some hashtags.
That's a great pick.
Is that Brian Cruz?
Ooh, if it's Brian Cruz, actually. Has he gotten better? I don't remember him being that good either. But, I don't know. You never know.
Brian Cruz batted 237 last season in 51 plate appearances.
That's not terrible.
How does he have fewer plate appearances than at bats? I think somebody did something wrong. Whatever. But he batted about 230.
All right. Well, that's not terrible. It happens.
Oh, and the UPS pick comes in very fast. And they're going to select You Found DTS. Good pick, I would say. Very good pick.
You found DTA? Oh, yeah. Definitely a good pick.
So UPS now on the clock for their second to last pick. Everyone other than UPS has 1 pick remaining.
All right. So it looks like I'm not gonna be commentating for the Reapers games. Oh, but I do have an announcement. Paisano's Pizza is the official sponsor of the Montreal Baseball Association. That's just something me and JS I think talked about earlier. And yeah. Paisano's Pizza, the official pizzeria of the Montreal Islanders. All right. That's all I had to say.
So, halftime in Kansas City, the Chiefs lead the Steelers 21-7.
Hey, who's leading the Steelers?
Chiefs. So the
Oh
Suns are gonna
shit! That means
select
they're
just Minion.
the Niners are playing the Rams next week.
No, the
No, they're
Niners
not.
are playing
No, they're not. No, they're not.
the Packers.
Oh, Packers taking that game. That's a dub, bro.
So Just Minion, the pick for the Suns.
Oh, yeah,
Batted
Rams are playing.
333 and 12 at bats for the Suns last season. Perhaps looking for more activity. As we now turn the clock over to the Amazon Jungle Cats. We have 5 picks left. But the question that I have is what's going to happen with all these rookies who weren't picked? Because
I'd imagine they're gonna have private team tryouts. Once you flesh out the first two series, I don't know. You're gonna figure out your holes. You're gonna figure out that you need new pitching, you need new outfield, and you need someone to play first base. It always happens, and I'm sure that there's gonna be a star who we somehow missed, or someone's gonna join late, or something like that.
yeah, and an issue with this season is there's a lot of new talent, but not a lot of old talent. And the old talent people, there's not enough of them to build 8 good teams, but there are enough bad people to fit, or I shouldn't say new people to fit 8 teams. So it kind of put Doug into a bind when making the decision on that for this season, and eventually the decision was for 6. So hopefully a couple of kind of the newer people can prove themselves as leaders and as strong players so that the league can expand to 8 teams once more, should there be another season. But the pick is in for the Amazon Jungle Cats for their final pick of the draft.
It is a little scary though that the league's been on a season by season basis for forever, so it's a little difficult.
So some players that we've seen in the past who weren't terrible, who have yet to be picked. We got ASO7, JS123, Gunman 4466, Ryan Wilson,
Gunman wasn't
Distant Jack,
drafted.
and Sup. And then there's a few rookies that I've heard of. Unoxin, 20K Haya.
Haya's good. Haya was at my scrimmage. He was good.
Xavier Smooth. Rockies fan.
Oh, Rocky's fan is in
Well,
first
Rockies
grade.
fan is 22 fan's little brother, so.
Is he?
Yes.
Okay, because he's also in first grade.
Oh, that's,
So
that's
I
wonderful.
feel like there's a very selective reason for why he was not picked.
This is true. But those are all old names in RBC who haven't been drafted, and that's not even taking into account. And it looks like JS got game. I believe that's JS 123. I believe they're the same. Yeah, that is. I believe they are the same person. So JS got game will be saved from not getting to play this season. But we have 4 more picks to see who else will get to play this year. So Texas, this was the pick they tried to trade away.
Let's see who my new teammate is. Wow, I've never been on a Texas team. That's cool.
Looks like Texas is going to select Gunman 4466.
Oh my God! Don't tell me you have an Android.
No, it's an iPhone ringtone.
Is that an iPhone ringtone? I thought that was an Android ringtone.
It is an iPhone ringtone. But
all right, go talk to your girlfriend.
No, it's. I have a 10 o'clock alarm that I used to use to tell me when to take out my dog, but I haven't had to do that for a while because my mom started doing it. So
Yes.
Texas used their last pick On Gunman, now we've got 3 picks. Nas does not have a pick. Hold on, I'm gonna go to the VC and explain to them what the deal is with that. Hey, Parker, so essentially, Nas, when they traded for the UPS pick, that means that they're full now. And
Yeah,
since
but Doug's
UPS
saying
would,
that he still has open spots.
he should
No, he
not.
said is.
Because if Nas had 6 picks at the end of the compensatory round, they've had 6 picks since then, so they're now at 12. Nas is at the roster cap, and since UPS would only have 11 at the end of 6 round standard, they'll have 1 extra pick to end off the draft to fill their roster.
Oh, they gotta pick.
So the final picks go Montreal, Las Vegas, Unionport, and that's it. Cool. Alright, so situation has been dealt with. So we've got Montreal on the clock for their final pick. The third to last pick of this draft.
To be going on too damn long. Is damn a curse word? Is that one allowed?
I don't really care.
All right. I don't know. I want to make sure Rockies fan isn't listening.
Interesting that Ryan Preece was not picked. I think that's probably who Doug was going to go for with his last pick. Ryan Preece.
Why isn't Doug here? Oh, that's a shame.
I think he's just doing it on his phone. I think he's out with friends right now.
Oh, all right. He has friends? How does that mean?
Jonathan Howard, ASO7, 6, Famous Nick, Ryan Preece. Those are all 2 stars who have not been drafted. BJ the Pro, Star Destroyer, Giovanni Roldan, Distancing Souls, Ryan Wilson, 747, Clutcha X That Clutch, Puppy
Giovanni Roldan is in here.
CEO Heavens, Super Glizzy 2012 for it, Famous Reginald, Scardina, Distant Jack, Sup, Lasman Do, Stay Frosty. Those are the 1 stars not drafted yet.
Giovanni Roldan, interesting that he wasn't picked.
Yeah, DRX, 20K Haya, Hell Tactics, Cacti Attacks, TY, HAY, Meko, Tai Hey Meko, Ooh Chips, Super Jason Artist, X Visuals, Exit at Home, Jack Says 5, Xavier Smooth, Rockies Fan, Carmelo Almedia, Shadow, 29K World 67, and King Moneyball have not been picked. And the pick is in for the Montreal Islanders. Who are they going to select? Still waiting on the announcement from Parker. They select Ryan Preece. So that's unsurprising.
Ryan Preece? Oh, yeah.
So that's honestly exactly who I expected them to pick. So that'll move us to the last scheduled pick of this draft, which is the Las Vegas Rattlers, who have built up a very interesting roster, to say the least. But today, Sunday, may be the draft, but as soon as tomorrow, we will see round-robin games for the Season 12 Omaha tournament. If we look at the schedule here for the Omaha tournament,
when does opening day start?
Opening day is next weekend. Or no, the weekend after next weekend.
2 weeks.
So 2 weeks from now, yeah. But looking at the round-robin games, Montreal at Texas, Texas at Unionport, and Unionport at Montreal for Side A. Side B, Jungle Cats at the Rattlers, Rattlers at Spartans, and Spartans at Jungle Cats. The Side A games will be hosted at Chesapeake Stadium, home of the Chesapeake what are they called?
Yeah.
The Newport Seals. Games in Side B will be hosted at Cookout Stadium, home of the Concord Colts. So then
Cookout Stadium. Damn, that was your
the team
that's your
who
gimmick,
is-
bro.
Yep, the team who is ranked number 1 in Side A and Side B will get a bye in first round of the tournament. I'll get back to this after the pick is announced. So the pick is in for the Rattlers. They're going to select King Moneyball 7.
He's played before, hasn't he? I do recognize the name.
No idea. But anyway, back to the Omaha tournament. All of the winners bracket games will be hosted at Flyers Park, former home of the Omaha Flyers. So Unionport Suns are now on the clock for the final pick of the draft. But if you lose in the first round, you will play the other loser in the first round for the fifth place game. And if you lose in the second round, you will play the other second round loser in the third place game. The losers bracket games, there are 2 of them, will be hosted at Union Pacific Field, former home of the River City Reavers. Omaha tournament actual games will begin on the 21st, which is this Friday night. And with the Mr. Irrelevant pick, the Unionport Suns select Ace 07.
Ooh.
And
That's actually a
that
good pick.
concludes this Season 12 RBC Draft. 41 players have been selected.
Damn. And with that, it's late. I want to go to bed.
Yep. Well, there is talk of a podcast after this. I can't guarantee.
A podcast? Who's going to be
Yeah.
on that?
We'll see.
Uh-oh. All right. Sounds good.
But,
All right. And with that, I'll be signing off. If you have any final remarks, Mr. Ashlemmer.
yeah, I mean, relatively decently exciting draft. Nothing really landmark, but that's what comes with the territory of only having 2 stars and 2 stars to rookies in the draft. But pretty exciting.
Well, I would say the controversial ones, Nubsy, Dre Rolden.
Yeah. I'm
Those are-
excited for the preseason tournament to get started, as that can get started as soon as tomorrow.
And
So-
that does very much have good sights. Whoever wins that tournament very much does show likeliness to win the World Series.
Absolutely. But thank you
So-
all for listening in to us here on RBN, and we will see you all another time.
Be well.
And
Take
that-
care. Brush your hair.
That is the end of the Season 12 draft. Goodbye. Okay, cool.